What is up tonight, YouTube? So I'm actually getting a late start on this, which kind of sucks because I'm a little tired. But I was reading Emmy some bedtime books. So that was really nice to do. My workshop is wrecked right now because I'm actually working on a different project, which is a skateboard lamp. So these are stacks of rings of skateboards, and I plan on making a video on this later on. But tonight's video is going to be, I'm making a new handboarding obstacle specifically for work this time though. So I got this piece of 1x6 or 2x6, and I'm going to cut it into a ledge because the ledge I have at work is kind of the ledge for our press. So every time I steal it, someone steals it back. Kind of how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a small slope into this because I can, and then I'm going to put in a piece of conduit because I have a 8-foot piece of conduit because I'm using a little bit for the lamp, but I still have a large amount of it. So I'm going to be using that as kind of like a coping on the side, and I hope it'll come out pretty cool. But first, I'm going to cut a slant. So my wife ran downstairs and was actually talking to me for a little bit, so obviously I wasn't filming, and she threw a load in the washer, so you got to deal with that as well. But I cut a slope in it, and I cut a groove in it for that conduit to sit, or coping, or whatever you want to call it. Now the slope, not super big, 30-degree angle, but enough to pop into, enough to have a little bit of fun, and maybe I'll just use it for fingerboarding, because I do have fingerboards at work. So now I'm going to cut down a piece of the conduit, get that ground down so it's not sharp, and screw it in. So yes, I know, I cut a little too far there, but not a big deal. So I got a screw on each side. As you can tell, it's got some scratches in it because I already sanded this down because it's getting painted. So this is actually going to come back off, and it's going to get painted copper, and then probably this will just go black, most likely. But the next step is actually to put Neodymium Magnets down this. I have 3 of them, and I hope it's enough because my toolbox is metal, and hopefully it'll keep it from sliding around. We have the last magnet gluing up now. We got 2 other ones in here. I really hope this is enough. If not, obviously I could always throw a couple more in. I'm probably going to mask these off and then paint the bottom black. Not that it's a big deal. It's just my toolbox is black, so I'd rather scratch black with black, but not too concerned about the bottom. But like I said, this is going black, and then the pipe probably going copper. Alright, so my wife was actually amazed on how glossy the black came out. It's 4 coats on there because I know it's going to get worn away fairly quickly. And the edges didn't seem to gloss up too much, but I didn't really care about sanding the edges a ton. So the only thing left is to test it. Now that I look at it and it's all done, I kind of do think that I might want to raise it up a little bit, because this is obviously a 2x, which is about 1 3/4 inches, I believe is the piece I had, a little over 1.5 inches. And what I'm usually used to at work is 4 inches tall, maybe. So, who knows, maybe I'll still steal the press piece, because it's magnetic and that's a solid chunk of steel. But let's go to work now and test it. Alright, so I actually only had 8 minutes total to film at work today. It was a pretty busy day for me. So that's what we got, was a couple fingerboarding tricks, a couple of basic handboarding tricks. I really do want it a little bit taller, so I may cut a nearly identical piece, making the slope bigger and picking it up to about 4 inches. But it's a fun thing. I like the magnets on it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Kind of like how the paint job came out. And as always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. It's starting to get cold, guys. Have a great day. So, real quick story for the bonus clip. I brought the obstacle into work today, and I told you the red ledges I usually use are solid chunks of steel from our hydraulic press we use for machine work. And a couple of days ago, my coworker had to steal them off of my box to actually do a press and wheel bearing. So that's why I ended up making this obstacle so I could stop stealing those. And when I showed him the obstacle, the very simple response he had is, well, if I didn't steal them, would you have made something that's cool? So, that made me laugh, but have a great day, guys.